Elon Musk has really cut loose and savaged Donald Trump's so-called big, beautiful bill, a bill to spend even more. The Tesla and tech billionaire used to head Trump's Department of Government Efficiency, promising to cut $2 trillion from America's huge deficit. Musk actually failed, and now sees Trump adding to that deficit with this bill. And he posted this attack on the Republican politicians who voted for it in the House. "I'm sorry, but I just can't stand it anymore. This massive, outrageous, pork-filled congressional spending bill is a disgusting abomination. Shame on those who voted for it. You know you did wrong. You know it." Well, Trump spokesman Caroline Leavitt shrugged off Musk's attack.
This is one big, beautiful bill, and he's sticking to it.
Joining me is Donald Trump's first White House spokesman, Sean Spicer. Sean Spicer, great to see you again. Does Elon Musk have a point?
Somewhat. I mean, look, it's a weird thing to me. It's sort of like, dude, you were in the room. I understand his frustration, right? He's done a ton of work, and I give him a lot of credit for exposing the waste and mismanagement that exists in our federal budget. So he deserves a lot of credit, first and foremost. And I want to thank him for that and for his service and the continued effort of DOGE. But I understand the frustration of working that hard and then watching the government deficit rise and the size of government rise. I share that concern. But I think that, unfortunately, the way that our Congressional Budget Office scores the bills, it's a wonky, stupid way in which they look at things. They don't take into consideration growth. Unfortunately, the way that our process works over here doesn't allow you to enshrine some of the cuts that DOGE found into the overall score that they give it. So it's an all-around frustrating procedure.
I'm just wondering, Musk and Trump have been extremely close. I'd say, Sean, you might correct me here, but no one did more than Elon Musk to get Trump elected, no single person, with his donations, with his campaigning, with his posting on X, which he owns. Where do you think this relationship is going now?
So there's 2 points to this, Andrew, that I think are important. Elon Musk enjoys, what we call with Britain a special relationship. Trump doesn't just look at it as some staffer or some supporter that raised money. He knows he's the richest man in the world, one of the most successful business people that's probably ever existed in terms of the breadth and depth of the companies that he has been around. So there's a level of respect that most other people in the Trump orbit don't enjoy. On the other hand, you and I both know this, that when you have a friendship with somebody, I've always told people, they say, well, President Trump doesn't like people pushing back. And I said, that's just simply not true. How you do it matters. And I think it doesn't matter just to President Trump, but I think any two friends or business associates would respect the way that another colleague shares their concerns or displeasure or what have you, or criticisms. And I, for one, I don't like the way that Elon's doing this. The way he's handling himself could use a little bit of refining.
Yeah, I think you might have made assumptions there, Sean, that Elon Musk has friends. I think the way he's built, I'm not sure how strong a friendship gene is in his body, but we shall see. On immigration...
Yeah, I think you may be right on that one.
I'm trying to be polite here.
No, I think you're right. I mean, look, I think you're right. I think that, and when you're that, I think he's a brilliant man. He's a successful man, and I don't think he views those relationships the same way maybe you or I do.
No, I think that's both of us are tiptoeing around there, and I think we're both correct. On immigration, Sean, look, it's such an issue around the West now. As I'm discussing on my show tonight, the Dutch government has just collapsed because of it, latest symbol of just how it's convulsing the West. I'd say that Donald Trump won the election most of all by promising to stop the massive flood of illegal immigrants flooding across the Mexican border. Had huge success there. But it seems that many in the media left still don't want to acknowledge what is actually done or appreciate it, leading to this, again from Caroline Leavitt. Here she is.
The Washington Post just ran one of the most ridiculous headlines ever, even by their standards. And on my very first briefing several months ago, I said I would hold anyone accountable in this room. The Washington Post actually had this headline: the mysterious drop in fentanyl seizures on the U.S.-Mexico border. How is this mysterious? There is no mystery about why there is a decrease in fentanyl coming into the United States. This administration's strong border policies are the reason there has been a decrease in fentanyl trafficking. His strengthened relationship with Mexican President Sheinbaum and all of the measures he has been taking to deter illegal human and drug trafficking at our United States southern border is the reason for plummeting fentanyl seizures at the U.S. border. There is nothing mysterious about that.
Sean Spicer, how critical do you think immigration's been to Trump's election win, and how is the mainstream media dealing with it?
I mean, first of all, just the notion that the Washington Post is like, you know, I don't know how this possibly happened. Less fentanyl coming into the country after you close down the border. I mean, it's sort of, you know, I can't, there are days in which they continue to defy the stupidity that exists by saying things like this. It's like Jake Tapper writing a book about not knowing about Biden's cognitive decline. I mean, there's a level of gaslighting, as the kids like to call it, where you're like, you literally don't think we have night after night, story after story about the border clampdown, about sending illegal aliens out of the country and making the border security a #1 priority. And the Washington Post has the tenacity to say, gosh, I don't even know why this fentanyl stuff stops coming in. It's because not only is it coming in from our southern border through Mexico, he's made it a priority with China and talking about tariffs, some of the tariffs in direct response to how they're letting the fentanyl flow. He's also made it an issue at our northern border. The Washington Post continues to really show people how out of touch they are. But the broader issue, Andrew, is this, look, the president made a commitment. And the thing that fascinates me in this country about this is, for the longest time, Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, Nancy Pelosi made border security an issue. It wasn't a Republican thing, a conservative thing. It was an American thing. This was an issue because it touched on so many communities in a way that another issue might only singularly touch. You're talking about crime and safety, economic issues, all wrapped up into one single issue: border security.
Look, I don't think the left will be in a healthy position in the West unless it takes these issues seriously and stops writing them off as some sort of, you know, far right-wing, racist, whatever it is. National identity counts. Sean Spicer, thank you so much indeed for your time.
Always a pleasure, Andrew. Thank you.